Hello, fourth graders. So you are going to do your fifth journal prompt. So when you are on your checklist, be sure you look over everything because you have a mystery science that's about bats. Do bats really drink blood? Then you have this book about bats on Epic, which will also count for your Epic time, your 25 minutes. And then you'll do your journal prompt, which will be about bats. So you can't really do the prompt unless you've done these other two activities. So make sure you do that. So let's go ahead, and when you click the link, it will take you to this. Remember, these are the prompts. This is your actual journal. Okay, so your prompt today says, now that you have watched a video about bats and read a book about bats, you need to share what you have learned. Tell the reader what bats are, what they eat, two special adaptations, that's their body parts, and something you found interesting about bats. So when I click back over, because I already opened up my journal, it's right here. This was prompt number 5. So you'll go to number 5. You'll put your date. And it is 10/28/2020. And you'll respond here. Now, some students are still trying to get away with only writing 1 or 2 sentences. We are in 4th grade. You actually are expected to write essays. That is multiple paragraphs. And in 2nd grade, they're writing at least 5 sentences. So in a journal, I'm only expecting you to write about 5 sentences. So you can do it. All right, so now that I'm on my page, I'm going to indent. We always indent our paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we haven't really talked about how to start a informational paragraph. You still write a hook, just like narrative. You can do a sound word. You could do, so that would be an onomatopoeia, boom, crash, bang. Your bat might make a flying type sound. You could start with dialogue. You could start with an interesting fact. You could start with a question. So I'm going to go ahead and do an interesting fact because I read one. It was about, there are about 1,200 types of bats in the world. So I'm going to start with that. If you look at the book, it started with a fun like riddle question. I sleep by day, I fly by night. I have no feathers to aid my flight. What am I? The answer is bat. A bat is a mammal. Okay, so they started with a fun riddle question. So I don't want you to copy theirs, but you think of a different type of riddle for bats, you could do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start with there are over 1,200 different types of bats in the world. And I'm going to check that fact. Make sure I didn't. You don't want to start with a fact that's incorrect, right? Okay, there are about 1,000. So I put over. I'm going to change that to about. There are about. I'm making a mistake. What happened? My mouse moved around. Okay, there are about 1,200 types of bats in the world. Okay, and then on the prompt it said to tell me what they are. Okay, so what are bats? Are they insects? Are they reptiles? Are they amphibians? Are they birds? Are they fish? Are they mammals? And I think I just read it to you.
Insect.
Sorry. Right here, look, they are mammals. So you would go ahead and write Bats are mammals, just like our pet dogs, cat, just like our pets. No, I don't want to put pets because you can have a snake and that is not a mammal. Just like, just put dogs, humans, and I don't know, let's put I don't want to name cows, but okay. So bats are mammals just like dogs, humans, cows. And I think it would be good if you can kind of explain what a mammal was. I'm not going to type that for you. Could go back and read it. But mammals are different from fish. They're different from reptiles. They're different from amphibians because they're warm-blooded. They're born live. They have hair. It does say those things right here. Okay. And then on the prompt, it said, what do they eat? We go back to our book. You can use your table of contents. Bat food, page 6. Read about it there. So you could put bats eat, and they talk about some bats eating one type of food and bats eating another type of food, and then a few bats that we usually think drink blood. There's only a couple that actually do that. So there's 3 different types of food that bats could eat. They all don't eat the same thing. Okay, and then write about 2 special adaptations. Those are body parts. So if we go back to our table.
Small.
So if you don't know how to read a word, you click on it. So their body parts, that's page 12. See why table of contents is very helpful. Okay, read, don't just put, they have a coat of 4, they have 4 fingers, they have a thumb. Read about their body parts and how it helps them. Okay, so like this is even something else too, a body part that allows them to communicate. So don't just list everything that they have. Okay? So talk about 2 special body parts after you tell me about what they eat. And then something that you found that was really interesting about bats. I like that they're nocturnal. That's an interesting fact. Don't just put, it's interesting that they're nocturnal. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. You could put, something I found interesting was they're nocturnal, which means, tell me what it means. If you didn't find that interesting, you could maybe the echolocation. Bats use, I found that bats using echolocation was interesting because, tell me what it is so that we know. They talk about how bats hang upside down. That might be interesting to you. They're talking more about how they hang upside down. That's actually really interesting because if you were to hang upside down, you feel dizzy and you can get a headache because your blood is rushing to your head. It doesn't happen with bats. If you found about bat babies being interesting, tell me. How they help nature could be interesting to you. And this is just some fun facts. Okay, so let's go look at the prompt one more time. So tell me what bats are, what they eat, 2 special body parts, and something you found interesting. Okay, I got you started. Use your book to write your prompt or complete your prompt. And I might put a bat art activity for tomorrow. And let's do mystery word. Let's see. What am I looking at in my house? Boot. The mystery word today is boot. I hope you heard that right. Sorry. Boot. B-O-O-T, boot.